Chapter 1. Beginning.
In the bustling town of Shantipur, where the market streets were always alive with chatter and the scent of spices filled the air, lived a young woman named Mira. Known for her sharp wit and quick temper, Mira was a merchant who prided herself on her cleverness in business. Yet, despite her success, she carried a deep frustration within her. Her days felt like an endless race, and no matter how much she achieved, satisfaction eluded her. One evening, as she closed her stall, a commotion erupted near the town square. The villagers were gathering around an elderly monk who had just arrived, carrying nothing but a simple lantern. His robes were worn, his steps slow, yet his presence exuded a serenity that silenced the crowd. Whispers filled the air, a wandering sage. They say he brings wisdom to those who seek it. Curiosity piqued, Mira approached the monk. What wisdom could a lantern-bearing hermit possibly share? She muttered to herself. Still, something about his calm demeanor intrigued her. The monk noticed her gaze and smiled gently. "Young one, you seem troubled," he said. "What burden weighs on your heart?" Mira crossed her arms defensively. "I'm not troubled. I'm just tired of people chasing answers that don't exist." The monk's smile deepened. "And yet, here you stand, seeking something yourself? Why not join me for a walk?" Despite her skepticism, Mira found herself following him out of the town, her curiosity outweighing her doubts. As they walked along a quiet forest path, the monk began to speak.
Chapter 2. Teaching.
Once, there was a farmer named Arjun, the monk began. He lived in a small village and worked tirelessly from dawn to dusk, hoping to secure a prosperous future for his family. But no matter how much he harvested, it never felt like enough. One day, during a particularly harsh drought, Arjun's crops withered, and he fell into despair. "I've worked so hard, yet life is still so cruel," he lamented. "Why does my effort bring no peace?" Hearing his cries, an old hermit passing through the village approached him. The hermit carried a simple clay pot. "Fill this pot with water from the river," he instructed, "and you will find your answer." Confused but desperate, Arjun obeyed. He ran to the river and began to fill the pot, only to notice that the pot had a small crack. By the time he returned, most of the water had leaked out. Frustrated, he tried again and again, but each time the pot was nearly empty by the time he reached the hermit. Finally exhausted, Arjun cried, "This is pointless. The pot can never be full." The hermit smiled. "Indeed, and this pot is like your mind, Arjun. No matter how much you pour into it, your desires and fears drain it away. If you wish to find peace, you must first mend the pot." The farmer frowned. "How do I mend it?" "By stilling the cracks of longing and aversion," the hermit replied. "Learn to be present, to cherish the water you carry without seeking to hoard it. Only then will your pot hold enough." From that day, Arjun began to live differently. He worked not out of fear or greed, but with gratitude for the present moment. The drought passed, and though his fields prospered again, what truly flourished was the calm within his heart.
Chapter 3. Conclusion.
Mira listened intently, the monk's words stirring something deep within her. "Are you saying that my dissatisfaction is because I'm trying to fill a cracked pot?" she asked. The monk nodded. "Your achievements, your possessions, they are water. But your mind, restless and unstill, cannot hold them. If you wish to find peace, you must look within and mend the cracks." Mira frowned. "How do I start?" The monk held up his lantern. "Light your own lantern. Begin by observing your thoughts without judgment. Notice what you cling to, what you push away. In time, you will find the stillness that mends the pot." Though skeptical, Mira decided to try. In the weeks that followed, she began practicing mindfulness, taking moments to breathe deeply and center herself. She noticed how her temper flared when things didn't go her way, how her mind raced with plans and worries. Slowly, she learned to let go, to savor the present without grasping for more. One evening, as she stood by her stall at sunset, Mira felt a quiet contentment she had never known. The marketplace buzzed around her, but she was at peace, her lantern lit from within. When the monk left Shantipur, he left behind not just a story, but a seed of wisdom that grew in Meera's heart. And as she shared her newfound clarity with others, the townsfolk often remarked that it was as if a gentle light had settled over the bustling streets, guiding them all toward peace.